What's up, guys? Walking through my day 2 outside cardio. Same place, you see, same parking lot. It's the biggest parking lot that I know of around here, other than like the Walmart parking lot. This is the local college parking lot. Today, I'm not going to speak about the challenge itself, but for the many of you, y'all know that I listen to electronic music. It's something that's deep and near to my soul. Trance, breakbeat, Florida breakbeat, hard house, acid, techno. Well, today, listening to a trance artist, Tiesto. One of his tracks starts talking about remembering the good old days and how we may think that these days are the worst days ever. No matter what we go through, work deadlines, pressure from our loved ones, pressure from anybody, pressure from the outside world itself. But we think back to when we were in our 20s and our teens, when we really didn't have any care in the world. But imagine what our parents were thinking. Imagine what their parents were thinking as our parents were in their teens and their 20s. The truth is, a lot of times, the good old days aren't those days. I mean, for me, I can tell you right now, sure, I look back and I have tons of friends. To this day, I'd still give the shirt off my back because they're like family. But a lot of those days were not so good. Sure, I was doing the substances, abusing them, having fun at the clubs, doing whatever. But I look at it now, and those days were dumb. And do I regret those days? No, I used to. Used to regret those days. Used to live in a life of regret. Living in a life of regret made me bondage to those decisions. Made me a slave. And it just made me have a victim mentality. I didn't want to believe that because the government didn't let me join the military, because at the time I was married with a child and they were going to have to pay me too much, that, it's their fault that I decided to step on the other side of the law and get my conviction as a felon. And it kept going. It's their fault that I couldn't find a place to live. Truth be told, all those are my decisions. And once I owned up to them, I realized that, there's only good days ahead now. I can laugh and joke about those days and not blink an eye. People look at me like I'm crazy because I'm joking about them. Like I'm living in them and I want to go do them again. Hell no, I don't want to go do them again. I joke about wanting to do them again, but I don't, because all they did was lead to bad decisions. Every day I wake up is a good day, even though sometimes I act like it's not because of stresses. But I've got kids, I got family, I got grandkids, and I just, want to think about that. I'm around them and I'm happy. I smile because I have them. And my path was not the same as other people's paths. My path caused me to have a lot of hardships and growth in different ways. And the way I'm growing now is, who knows, maybe some of the things that I've experienced in my life when I talk to people, it helps them realize that things can change. You don't need those things. You don't need to live that life. You can grow out of it. You can change, and you can have better days, more exciting days. The people that you love will love you more and deeper. Because they can see you changed. Sure, it's hard at first. People are people. Humans. We're creatures of habit. When we see somebody do something wrong multiple times, a lot of times we just continually think that that's all they're going to do, is continually be bad. They'll never change. And unfortunately, that's the sad part about the struggle of pushing through and trying to change that life. So, just remember, the good days are every day. The good days aren't memories. They can be some good memories. They can be memories about your life, your loved ones, things you've done with your family, with your friends. And sure, those are good days. But they're not the good old days. They're not gone. Your good old days are not gone. There's many of them. And I mean many of them that go forward. It's just as we get older, we become more self-aware of how corrupt governments are, the world is, people are. We become more self-aware of all that, and we kind of just grow bitter and sour towards it. And we act like there's nothing good left in this world except for our little circle. And that's not true. We as people can change that. Just show a little bit of kindness everywhere you go. Treat people with dignity. When you see them, just treat them with dignity. They're homeless. If they're having problems with substance abuse. Hell, if they're fucking rich. Don't. And you're not. You know? Your path is your path. If you become complacent in your path, like I did for a long time, then that's what's going to happen. You're going to grow bitter because somebody succeeded and you didn't, you know? And the mindset that I have comes from listening to people who try to teach the world this. You know, not a lot of these thoughts aren't my original thoughts about treating people with dignity and respect. And if you become complacent in your life, don't be mad at those that are working harder than you. And I can't take credit for those things. But I do know that in my mind, it helps me see a lot of things differently. My growth is a little differently. But I am human. Sometimes I still get sour. Sometimes I still get bitter. And I have to change that. I have to think about it. You know, because we are human. Sometimes we just want to grab somebody by the throat and punch them in the face. Sometimes we just want to hug somebody. That's the way it is. But the world will be better if we could all just stop and think, like, hey, yeah, I'm a little mad now, but that's not gonna last. One of the songs I listen to, My Name is Human, forget the name of the band right now, but one of the things they say is, the greater the river, the bigger the drought. So you might be having a good thing going for you right now, but eventually something's going to hit you hard, and it's going to hit you like nothing has ever hit you before, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? And you're going to go downhill, and it's going to cause you to crash and burn. Or you're going to be resilient and understand that this moment in time is just a moment in time. As long as I stay the path, stay working hard, I'll still have them good days, them good old days. And one thing I'm going to try and do from now on is not look at them as good old days, but just good days and the good future days that I have coming up. So I don't know if anybody needed to hear this or if anybody really cares, but maybe somebody needed to hear that. Maybe they're going through a rough time and they just need to see that life itself is not bad. It can be good. Man, that's one thing about walking around in the sun and listening to some good old music, man. It can get you thinking. But anyway, about to go do some things, run some errands, try and have a little bit of fun for the day on this last day of 2025. And I'm going to try to keep pushing forward. Talk to y'all later.